I just got banned from Israel upon arrival and deported back to America for anti-Semitic or anti-Israel content.
I don't think that he's done a single thing that's anti-Semitic or anti-Israel. He hasn't done a single thing or said anything that I've ever noticed.
New Jersey on an El Al flight to Tel Aviv on a plane with basically all Jews and had plenty of pleasant conversations and positive interactions on my way there. Believe it or not, a lot of Jews were excited for me to visit their country.
Yeah, of course.
Are they gonna let me in?
Yes, sir. Oh, guess not.
Of course, I was being tracked the entire time, and photos of me circulated in Jewish WhatsApp groups as I was asleep in the middle seat of the back of the plane. 12 hours in the middle seat later, I land in Israel, and my passport scan says to go find an agent. I'm then brought to the back office where my interrogation begins. I tell him I'm here to enjoy the beaches of Tel Aviv, see some holy sites, and maybe do some street interviews asking some of the world's oldest questions, right? He then asks if I'm here to provoke Jews, if I'm hiding anything, if I'm anti-Semitic. I tell him no, obviously. The agent then goes like, you can just be honest, this is Israel. As if I said, yeah, I'm anti-Semitic, that would somehow go over well upon arriving to Israel. But I tell him no, I'm not. I don't hate anyone, and I don't. He proceeds to watch my videos about the Hasidic Jewish communities in upstate New York and New Jersey, where I examine how they use welfare to afford 7 to 10 kids.
It's got nothing to do with them being Jews. It's got nothing. It's the welfare is the fucking problem, and not it doesn't matter if you're Somalian and doing it, it's bad. If you're Jewish and doing it, it's bad. If you're black, you're doing it bad. Like, this is the problem: is that this insane fucking tribalism with fucking everything. It has nothing to do. If there is a ethnic group of people that are doing something wrong, then calling that out isn't racist. It's insane.
Explain the nature of the videos, and he eventually tells me to go sit down while they deliberate my fate. About 30 minutes later, he tells me to come back in the room and states that he's spoken to his higher-ups and that I've been denied entry into Israel due to anti-Semitic or anti-Israel content. I'm then handed a paper that I have to sign, which falsely claims—
Oh my God. What the fuck? This is so stupid.
That I've attempted to illegally immigrate to Israel, which is obviously bullshit, and I assume was done to prevent me from re-entering Israel for as long as legally possible, despite him telling me the real reason was due to anti-Semitic content. In fact, I checked Twitter and see that Israel's Minister of Diaspora and Combating Anti-Semitism is retweeting an Israeli news article that claims Tyler Oliveira, the Jew-hating YouTuber, is expelled from Israeli border on the—
Oh, man. That sucks.
Orders of the Israeli minister.
Jesus.
The fuck? He then quotes, I'm proud to have denied entry to Israel today to an unfortunate YouTuber who is using the harassment of Jews as a way to get clout on social media. Furthermore, let this be a lesson to all Jew haters and supporters of BDS.
What the fuck is BDS? And this is not helping Israel support. Yeah, what the fuck does this have to do with Israel? If there's a bunch of Jews in America that are scamming welfare, what the fuck does this have to do with Israel? I don't even understand. Where's the reasoning here? It doesn't even make sense. To be honest, it's their country. I wish we did the same for any foreigner for a while. Yeah, you're kind of right about that. But at the same time, it doesn't have anything to do with them. It doesn't even make sense.
BDS. Whatever that means. Now, for a second, imagine if me criticizing welfare use in black communities in America somehow got me banned from countries in Africa. Or the welfare users in Appalachia somehow got me banned from Europe. This exception only seems to exist when it's regarding Jews. So I tell the agent, man, it's a shame I can't visit the biggest democracy in the Middle East. And he goes, well, maybe you can visit Afghanistan. They confiscate my passport.
Ooh.
Take me to a brief holding room with a bunch of Filipinos, and then tell me I have a flight out at midnight, which is like 8 hours later. Now, it's clear to me at this point that the unspoken strategy is they want the accusations of anti-Semitism they hurl at people like me to eventually become true to then justify their very accusations.
This is something that I think Israel does that contributes to more anti-Semitism than anything. Whenever you look at bad behavior and you defend bad behavior by pulling the racism card or something like that, you're going to have a lot of people who they stop taking what you're saying seriously because you're not respecting them. You don't respect their intelligence. You're just telling them this lie in order to make them believe it. It's ridiculous.
The problem is, there is no hatred in my heart, only a resolve to see things as they are. So try to answer this. Why am I, as an American, not allowed to question my fellow Americans who happen to be Jewish and how our collective tax dollars are being spent in America?
Yes.
And why, if my videos happen to involve Jewish people, am I now labeled a Jew-hating anti-Semite, while our greatest ally, Israel, that is the single largest recipient of American foreign aid in our history, then deports me, while their government officials publicly paint a target on my back?
I'd be playing a different song at this point.
Still in their country. Adjusting for inflation, U.S. aid to Israel from 1951 to 2022 totaled $317 billion, making it the largest recipient of American foreign aid since World War II. But fun fact, we don't even have a formal mutual defense treaty with Israel. Yes, our greatest ally is not even technically our ally. For perspective, the U.S. has formal mutual defense treaties with all 32 NATO members: Japan, South Korea, Australia, New Zealand, the Philippines, Thailand. And these treaties legally obligate the U.S. to come to their defense if attacked and vice versa. The obligation is a two-way street, but not with Israel. In summary, we've given Israel over $300 billion in cumulative aid. We vote UN resolutions to shield them from international law all the time. We provide them with the most advanced weapons on Earth, and American troops die in conflicts to uphold Israeli interests. All without a formal...
I would pause, but honestly, I don't have anything to add. I think this is just he's cooking. This is all true.
Obligation for Israel to defend the U.S. No treaty, no legitimate alliance, no defense commitment. So, they'll take our money, they'll let our soldiers die to eliminate existential threats to Israel, but I'm the second coming of Hitler if I get on a plane to visit the country that's the largest recipient of foreign aid that my tax dollars go towards. I get deported and called a Jew hater by Israeli officials for what? Looking for the truth? Is that illegal in Israel, the biggest democracy in the Middle East? I've refrained from exploring this topic to the degree in which it deserves because I wanted to first report on important topics, boots on the ground in Israel, before I was inevitably banned. But now, there's nothing to lose. I'm effectively perma-banned from entering. I think it's time we examine how a small country of about 10 million people seemingly exert more control of American foreign policy than any other country on Earth.
I'm very glad to see this. I am. I think Israel can be a strategic ally with us, but the amount of control that they're able to exercise and money that they receive and everything else, this is way too much and way too far. It's basically something that should be on a 1 or a 2. It's on a 10 right now. And I'm just saying we need to tile it the fuck down, right? And they can't stop being cucked. Yeah, and also you're going to have more, you'll get banned too. I don't know if I'm going to get banned or not. We need to cut them off. I think that we need to justify not cutting them off, right? I think that's probably another way you could look at it. But either way, if you can't justify it, then yes, obviously, yeah, we should cut them off, of course. So can we stop paying taxes? No, that's anti-Semitic. And so anyway, no, I totally support Tyler about this. I think it's fucking ridiculous. It's completely fucking ridiculous that, and this is the one thing that a lot of minority groups do against Western countries that I think is kind of a hack that they use, where they just basically say that they're being discriminated against whenever they're being criticized for a collective bad action. For example, we just watched with crime rates, for example. Oh, it's not it's not us. It's some form of it's white people or something else.